The door slammed shut with a heavy thud. YN rushed to it instantly, pounding with both fists. YN, let me out. I won't marry him. I won't. She kept screaming. Her fists were sore, her throat raw. She kept yelling until her aunt stormed in, eyes burning with fury. She grabbed her wrist hardly. Aunt, shut up, you ungrateful brat. You've already humiliated us enough. YN yanked her hand free from her aunt's grip. YN, I don't care. I won't marry that disgusting old man. You can't make me. Her aunt's expression darkened. Aunt, you should be on your knees thanking Mr. William. After you hoard yourself out to that mafia filth, he's still willing to marry you. He even went to bring you back after getting that mafia's phone call. YN froze. Her heart dropped. YN, what did you just say? Her voice come out like a shaky whisper. Her aunt smirked. Aunt, that's right. Your precious mafia lover called him himself, told us exactly where you were. He even made sure we found you safely. YN stumbled back a step, her breath catching. YN, no, you're lying. He wouldn't do that, she whispered. Her aunt laughed coldly. Aunt, oh sweetheart, you think you mattered to him? Don't flatter yourself. She stepped closer and began patting YN down aggressively, checking her dress. Aunt, tell me, how much did he pay you for one night? Huh? Did you think you'd live like a queen in his bed? YN shoved her back, disgusted and furious. YN, stop touching me. You're sick. Her aunt raised a hand, rage flashing in her eyes, but a voice interrupted. William, that's enough, darling. Don't bruise the merchandise before the wedding. His voice smooth and mocking. YN turned sharply. William stood at the door, his leering smile freezing her spine. He stepped inside, adjusting his coat like a gentleman. William, look what you've done to yourself. The dress is ruined. He eyed the tattered wedding gown with mild irritation. William, no matter. We'll get you a new one. The wedding's tomorrow. Try not to run this time, YN's eyes filled with tears, not because she was afraid but because it was true. He called them. He gave her away. Taehyung let her go, just like that. The mafia mansion was never quiet, but today, a dangerous silence spread through its walls. Taehyung paced his office like a tiger in a cage. His eyes were bloodshot, jaw tense, cigarette burning between his fingers but untouched. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her face. YN, the only chaos he didn't want to control. The door slammed open. Jimin dragged in the traitor, bruised, bloodied, bound. The man whimpered as he was thrown to the floor. Jimin found him. He's the rat who gave away your location last night. Taehyung didn't say a word. He grabbed his gun, walked forward, and without hesitation bang. The man didn't even get the chance to speak. One shot in the mouth, another in the head, then the chest. Again. The room filled with smoke and silence. He tossed the bloodied gun to the floor and stormed out. Everyone stared, stunned. Taehyung never behaved like this. He's usually very calm-minded. Whenever a hostage come, he talked with them with a smirk, scared them, make them beg, tried to take out more information from them before tell someone to kill them. But today, what he did was totally opposite. Something unexpected. Jimin wide-eyed. What the hell just happened? He didn't even question him. He always questions them. But Taehyung was gone. He stood on the high balcony of his mansion, the sun bleeding into dusk before him, lighting the clouds with fire. A cigarette hung from his lips. He didn't move, didn't blink. The wind tousled his dark hair as he mumbled under his breath, the words like poison he couldn't swallow. Taehyung, there's no place for love in my world, he said to himself and took a long drag of smoke, staring into the horizon. Taehyung, a girl like her, becomes a man's weakness. His fingers twitched slightly. Taehyung, weakness means distraction. Distraction means death. The smoke curled around him like ghosts. Taehyung, she's the first one who ever made me feel anything. That's dangerous. That's unforgivable. His eyes darkened, throat tight. Taehyung, and if she stays, she dies. He clenched his jaw. Taehyung, if they think she's nothing to me, maybe I'll start to believe it too. He said the last line barely, like a whisper, but even as he said it, the ache in his chest only grew sharper. The room is dim, cold, and quiet except for the desperate rattling of the door handle and the frantic tapping of YN's bare feet on the marble floor. She yanks open the window only to freeze. 5 stories up, no balcony, no ledge. The wind slaps her cheeks as she leans out, chest heaving, eyes burning. YN, there has to be a way. She whispered and runs to the bathroom, checks behind the shower curtain, under the sink, knocks on every tile, hoping for a hidden vent, but it's hopeless. Eventually, her movements slow then stop. She slides down onto the edge of the bed, curls into a corner like a wounded bird. The silence becomes unbearable. Her lips tremble, eyes locked on the pale moon hanging outside the window. It used to feel romantic, now it just feels cruel. YN, why did you do this? Her voice cracks into the dark. YN, I trusted you. I fell for you. She choked on her own tear, feeling broken. Her sobs echo around the room, soft and shattered. Thick smoke coils through the lavish but dimly lit room. The air reeks of whiskey and something colder regret. Taehyung slouches on the leather couch, shirt half unbuttoned, a bottle of expensive wine dangling from his fingers. His eyes are glassy, but not from the alcohol. Taehyung, you should mean nothing to me. He lifts the bottle to his lips but stops. He doesn't even want it. He just wants silence. He just wants her gone from his head. But her laughter echoes. Her scent still lingers in his shirt. Her wide, tearful eyes haunt him. He clutches his head. Taehyung, what have you done to me? He said bitterly, completely broken. He found out hours ago her wedding is tomorrow. She's going to belong to someone else. That old freak, that bastard who doesn't deserve to breathe the same air as her. And yet, he's the one who let her go. He did this. He stands up suddenly like the thought alone burned him. The wine glass crashes against the wall, shattering like his carefully built walls. He stares at the red streaks dripping down the marble. Taehyung, damn it, this wasn't supposed to hurt, he said coldly. He looks down at his hand, it's shaking. He never thought he had a heart, but she found it, and left it bleeding. The grand hall is suffocating with silence. YN stands at the aisle, dressed in a stiff white gown that feels more like shackles than fabric. Her eyes frantically scan the room. No doors, no windows without guards, no corners to slip into. Goon after goon, wall after wall. Her aunt looms just behind her like a shadow, smiling in sick pride. YN lowers her gaze, fists clenched, heart racing. No way out, no one's coming. This is really it. Bang. A gunshot pierces the air. Everyone freezes. The echo rings in their ears as the crowd parts like water and he walks in. Taehyung, the Mafia King, dressed in black, gun twirling in his fingers, a smirk carved into his face like a god of chaos. His men flank him like shadows, deadly, silent, ready. Taehyung, I don't like killing half-dead men. I just came to take the bride, he said calmly. Gasps, murmurs, panic. William steps forward, trembling but defiant. William, and what makes you think I'll just give her away? Taehyung raises a brow, amused. He gestures. One of his men steps forward, opens a briefcase. Stacks of dollars glitter under the chandeliers. YN's heart drops. Her breath hitches. YN, he's buying me too, she whispered, shattered. Taehyung's voice cuts through. Taehyung, Bob William, 74, small business owner. I can make that business bigger. William walks to the case, runs his hand over the bills. Then with a sneer he throws the case to the floor. William, you think you can buy this pretty lady from me? She's my property now. The word property stabs through her like ice. YN chokes on her own breath. Her aunt and uncle, without shame, drop to the floor to gather the money like rats. Uncle, you can take her, he said, grinning greedily. Taehyung smirks but William steps in again. William, you're not taking her anywhere. Taehyung's smirk grows into a devilish grin. He raises the gun, points it straight at William's head. Taehyung, then I have to snatch what's mine. But before he can, YN steps in front of William. The hall gasps again. She stands tall, eyes blazing, shielding the man she loathes. YN, I'm not an object. Get out of here, Taehyung. Don't ruin my wedding, she said furiously. Taehyung falters. Taehyung, wedding? With this old freak? YN, yes, with this old freak. He's better than you. Taehyung, you're comparing me to a walking coffin. YN, yes. Now leave. She's looking deadly serious. Silence. A flicker of something unreadable crosses Taehyung's eyes. Then he sighs. Low, slow. He lowers his gun, walks right up to her, and in one swift motion, he throws her over his shoulder. YN, WHATR, you put me down. Stop. This is kidnapping. Taehyung, should have done this earlier, he said calmly. Walking out, he walks out like a storm with her screaming over his shoulder, leaving gasps, chaos, and broken pride in his wake. The car ride was silent, except for YN's harsh breathing, except for the pounding in her chest. She didn't say a word, neither did he. He drove like he always did, fast, cold, focused, but this time, even the road seemed afraid of him. Taehyung take her in a big dark mansion surrounded by pine forest. Light rain is falling on the big windows. Taehyung walk inside and sit on the couch calmly. YN stormed in behind him. YN, how dare you do that? He didn't answer. He shrugged off his coat, poured himself a drink. YN, answer me, Taehyung. Do you think I'm something you can snatch whenever you like? You're just like him. You tried to buy me. She screamed angrily, but Taehyung's tone is calm. Taehyung, I didn't buy you. YN, then what was that stunt back there? You could have shot him, but no, you played with money like I'm some trophy. Taehyung, would you have preferred I put a bullet in his head right in front of you? She flinched, tears gathered in her eyes, but her rage refused to let them fall. YN, I begged you to not let them take me, and you watched, you just stood there, her voice breaking. He looked at her now, really looked, and for a moment, she saw it, the guilt, the conflict, the ache. Taehyung, if I pulled you close, they would have aimed straight at your head, he admitted, his voice low. YN, so you gave me to them. Taehyung, I gave you a chance to be safe, he said sharply. YN, safe? Locked in a room like a prisoner? Getting married off like cattle? That's your idea of safe, she shouted, the glass in his hand shattered. He didn't notice the blood dripping from his fingers. His breathing was ragged, his eyes dark, storming as he growled. Taehyung, I tried to forget you. I drank myself numb, told myself you were nothing, that I could let you go and not care. But guess what? He stepped closer and said darkly, Taehyung, I was wrong. She stepped back, her heart trembling. He kept coming. Taehyung, you left a stain I can't erase, a sound I hear when everything else is quiet. You ruined every rule I built my life on. His voice low, dangerous. YN, you have no right. He backed her to the wall, their faces inches apart. His voice dropped. Taehyung, I never wanted to need someone. I never planned to fall. YN, then why did you let me go? She asked with teary eyes. Taehyung, because loving you makes me weak. Silence, her breathing hitched. YN, and stealing me from my wedding. What was that? He leaned in close, his voice nothing but air against her lips. Taehyung, that was the moment I realized I'd rather burn this world down than watch you belong to anyone else. YN stood frozen, her back against the cold wall, his body inches away, his breath fanning her cheek like fire and smoke. She wanted to scream at him, she wanted to kiss him, she wanted to hate him and couldn't. YN, you hurt me more than anyone ever did, she whispered, her eyes glistening, his jaw clenched, a muscle twitched. Taehyung, I know. She pushed him back half-heartedly, palms against his chest, but he didn't resist. YN, you think money and violence solve everything. You think breaking in, scaring people, dragging me out like some possession makes you the hero. Taehyung let out a bitter laugh. Taehyung, I'm no hero, angel. I'm the monster who fell in love with you. Her lips parted, shocked, but he wasn't done. Taehyung, I hated it. I hated how you smiled at me like I was more than what I am. I hated how you looked hurt when I pushed you away. And now I hate how your absence feels like a bullet in my ribs. She blinked fast, her tears finally spilled. YN, then why didn't you stop me from being dragged away? Taehyung, because I thought staying away would protect you. Because I'm stupid. Because I'm scared. He stepped closer again, slower this time. Taehyung, you're the only thing in my life I didn't earn through blood or fear. You came into it like a damn storm and made my darkness glow. His voice soft but intense. YN let out a shaky breath. YN, you think you're the only one who's scared? I thought you betrayed me. I thought you sold me. Her voice cracked. YN, and still, when I saw you walk in today, I wanted to run to you. Taehyung's hand reached up, slow, deliberate. He cupped her cheek, thumb brushing away a tear. Taehyung, tell me to stop. YN, tell me you hate me and I'll walk away. Silence. Her heart screamed, her body shook, but her lips didn't say it. She couldn't. Instead, she whispered, YN, don't go. Her voice barely audible. That was all it took. In one breath, his mouth crashed onto hers, desperate, possessive, claiming. He kissed her like she was air after drowning. She clutched at his shirt, melting into the kiss, pouring all her heartbreak and longing into it. When he pulled back, their foreheads rested together, breathing ragged. Taehyung, you're mine now. I won't lose you again. YN, then don't ever let me go again. He kissed her again, slower this time like a vow. But soon YN shoved him back with both hands, breath heavy from the kiss, eyes wide with shock. YN, don't think you can fix everything with a kiss, she said furiously, making him smirk. Taehyung, you're the one who told me not to go, Mrs. William. Her eyes flared, she said sharply. YN, for God's sake, stop calling me Mrs. William. I'd rather marry a cactus. Taehyung, then how about Mrs. Kim? YN froze, her lips parted in disbelief, and she could feel the heat rushing up her neck. He saw the blush. Oh, he definitely saw it. YN, I hate you, he chuckled softly, seeing her flustered. Taehyung, that's a strong word, but I'll allow it, for now. She narrowed her eyes and turned away, heading toward the back of the mansion to find a room for herself. Taehyung leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, watching her with an amused tilt of his head. Taehyung, go and take a shower, Mrs. Kim. You've got ashes in your hair and betrayal on your cheeks, he said, his voice teasing. YN, why are you like this? Taehyung, charming, handsome, brilliant in moments of crisis? She picked up the nearest pillow and threw it at him. He caught it mid-air with a grin, and she slammed the door in his face. Inside the room, she leaned against the door, breathing heavily. Her fingers brushed over her lips. They still tingled from his kiss. Her heart was betraying her again. YN, don't fall for him again. Don't fall for him again. Don't. Meanwhile, outside the door, Taehyung stared at the wood in front of him with a faint smile, then turned to Jimin, who stood in the hall with crossed arms. Jimin deadpan, that went well? Taehyung shrugging, she kissed me back. Jimin, then tried to kill you with a pillow. Taehyung grinning, baby steps. Hyung,